West Highland Way is a 154-kilometre or 96-mile hike. It was Scotland's first long-distance trail and is now one of the most popular trails in the United Kingdom. The trail runs from Milngavie, just north of Glasgow, to the popular coastal village of Fort William in the Scottish Highlands. Callum and I set out on August 16, 2023, blithely unaware that our microphone was not working with our GoPro and that our goal of having a music-free video was not to be on this hike. So like all good hiking videos, we're attempting a voiceover this time round. Day one was a beautiful and easy start to our 154-kilometre hike, with flat terrain, wide paths, and gave us plenty of time to chat and enjoy each other's company. We finished around the 18-kilometre mark and set up camp at Dryman Campground for the evening. It was an inexpensive site and had all the amenities you would need. We got a good night's sleep in preparation for our 30-kilometre day tomorrow and our summit of Conic Hill. Day two was one of our favourite days of hiking. Conic Hill was spectacular, with views stretching right across Loch Lomond. That's not Loch Lomond, as we were incorrectly calling it all day. I was fascinated by the fuzzy bumblebees. I think it's too hot in Australia for our bees to have fuzzy coats. We then came down into the quaint loch village of Balmaha, where we stopped for a haggis toastie and a cold drink.
What happened, Callum?
I had a wee accident.
The rest of day 2 was spent walking along the banks of the loch before making it to our rest place for the evening, the Roadennan Hotel. The hotel was a lovely place to stop, located on the water's edge with a delicious menu to fuel our weary bodies.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't so come on, let's play. Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire.
Don't let day 3 fool you. It was spectacular and beautiful, but it was really tough. We walked the rest of the length of Loch Lomond, over tree roots, past waterfalls, over rocks. It was very pretty, but we did have to be quite careful where to put our feet. There were quite a few clusters today as people bunched up, taking their time scrambling over the rocks and tree roots. We only recorded one slip today, and that was myself. Callum is way too focused, he tells me, to slip. We ended up at Beinglass Campground for the night, which was a nice place to stop, and our first experience with midges. Day 4 was our true welcome to Scotland, with rain and mist all day, and the next 3 days were shaping up to be the same. But it suited the landscape perfectly. The Battle of Dowry was fought in 1306 in this field between the army of King Robert the Bruce against Clan MacDougall, who were allies of the English. Bruce's army was intercepted and destroyed, with Bruce himself narrowly escaping capture. It was a wet and windy and rainy day 4, and we were looking forward to getting into our yurt at the Bridge of Orkney. Little did we know tomorrow would be much tougher. Day 5 started with me having a little rant to camera about our very poor planning the night before. We decided to wash out all of our clothes in the bathroom and hang them in the drying room, but failed to notice there was nothing in the drying room to help dry the clothes. So no fans, no heaters, no humidifiers. So they were still dripping wet when we got up in the morning, and I was not looking forward to the day ahead. So Callum decided to place his underwear very indiscreetly on the back of his pack to help them dry out. I think a normal person probably would have just pegged it on the side at one point, but no, this is how he walked for the day, and it was only on watching the footage back that he realised how ridiculous he looked.
Stay. Would your arms surround me? If we stay here like this, it's the only place where I wanna be. This is as long as we go. Beyond the crossfire. Let me stay. Would your arms around me? If we stay here like this, it's the only place where I wanna be. This is as long as we go. This is as long as we go.
Despite the challenges of the start to the day, it actually turned out to be quite a beautiful day, but again, it was quite a tough day of hiking. We'd had a tip from someone that we were staying with at the yurts to definitely check out the chairlifts when we got to Glencoe Mountain Resort, and so that's what we did. When we got there, the resort was absolutely packed because they had the National Downhill Championship on. So while we got to enjoy the chairlift going up and enjoy the views, we also got to witness some of the country's best downhill riders as they took on the course from the top to the bottom. Fair to say that neither of us would be attempting anything like that soon. These guys were crazy. I'm surprised they didn't come off the side of the mountain. So we enjoyed watching them, and it sort of lifted our spirits a little bit at the end of the day. We had a little bit of sunshine, got our minds off of the wet clothes and the tough terrain, and just got to enjoy the view from the comfort of the chairlift. So I highly recommend it if you do stop in at Glencoe Mountain Resort. The chairlift in summer when there's no snow just gave you a really beautiful look over the highlands. Day 6 started with us not wanting to leave the comfort of our tent because of the midges. And you can see Callum has taken some extra precaution here, wearing his head net inside the tent. But our tent on the outside was just swarming with them. So if you don't know what midges are, they're effectively tiny little mosquito-like bugs, and they get into everything, and tiny little nip and you will be itching and welting for days afterwards. So foolishly thinking we're Australian, we'll be fine. We have mozzies, we have flies, we have sandflies, we have spiders, we can handle insects. Midges are on a whole nother level, let me tell you. So we escaped our tent, we made the dash for it and went into the resort to try and just get some reprieve from them, get some breakfast and some food to start the day. But we weren't feeling great at this point in time. So the resort was really lovely inside. There was lots of different food on offer, which certainly helped. There was a bit of chatter in the morning amongst other hikers about whether they should go out that day. We checked the weather and the terrain and felt pretty confident that we would be able to safely proceed. So we did head out at about 10 o'clock. The other thing that happened overnight, apart from the midges, was that our GoPro hadn't charged properly and neither had the phones. So we were not sure how much footage we were going to be able to get today. So I was in a particularly good mood, and I do say that sarcastically. So Callum took over the filming duties, and unfortunately, this is about all we got from day 6 before the battery gave out.
Testing audio without the microphone.
Day 7, and we worked out that morning that we had no audio from the entire trip. So we are not sure what happened. We had tested our microphone before we left home, but obviously something went wrong along the way. So that was a bit of a bummer to start our final day. But onwards and upwards, we were excited for our final 25-kilometre push into Fort William. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll join us on our next adventure where we attempt to through hike the Heysen Trail in South Australia.